This is truly an interesting time to be alive, especially when you consider the recent developments that keep taking place in the world of AI today. With each week comes not one or two recent developments in AI, but a whole host of new and innovative tools to boot.
This model is clearly as good, if not better, than other leading image generators such as Midjourney and DALL-E in terms of overall quality and realism.
With that being said, it might be understandable that some of these AI may be just as frightening as they are exciting.
Today I'm gonna be working with the dev version, but you can experiment with the Schnell version if you want to have images generated faster.
This seems to be the case for those who may have been following the AI generation scene for a while now. For those that may be familiar with such a scene, they can tell you all about the most dominant tools that you may be able to find in such a niche. Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, and DALL-E are the ones that spring to mind at this moment in time. Well, those guys may need to get used to a new status quo because this incredible AI imaging tool known as Flux is here to change the game. The best way to proceed is to actually take a bit of a deeper look into what is going on in the world of AI. Just as we alluded to a few moments ago, the world of AI has seen a lot of development in recent times.
But what really sets Flux apart is its amazing ability to render text. And get this, it's even great at generating human hands.
One of the areas that has witnessed such a rapid rate of development is the area concerning AI-generated art. Again, we are talking about tools such as Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, and DALL-E, as we have other well-known tools such as Adobe Firefly.
Midjourney. It's an online tool that can bring anything from your imagination to life, no matter how surreal or abstract. If you're new to AI art, Midjourney is perhaps the best rated for creating visual art.
Images using Stable Diffusion, which runs locally on your own machine. Stable Diffusion is one of the currently most popular text-to-image AI-based models that you can use to generate AI images, whether you call it AI art or not.
The first thing that just blew my mind was it levels with you. Like, that's something that a lot of people struggle to do.
I see some of the possibility. I was like, whoa. Sometimes I'm not sure about some stuff. And I feel like asking ChatGPT, like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. So it kind of give it a more confidence.
For some time now, these tools have been going toe-to-toe as they bid to stand out as the most dominant AI image generating tool in the market. Thanks to such a desire, they have been pushing each other to extend their boundaries thanks to their updates. Well, it looks like all this is set to change thanks to the introduction of the newest AI imaging tool in town, Flux. Imagine a world where you are scrolling through your Twitter feed. All of a sudden, you come across an image that looks so realistic that you cannot be convinced that it is not a photograph of the subject. Just as you are completely sold.
I want you to imagine something. A better way to make hardware without any obstacles between the idea and the finished product. It's called Flux.
You just happen to notice that there is something off about this photo. Maybe it is the text on the photo or the patterns that you may have noticed in the background, which may have seemed a bit too weird for comfort. Whatever the case may be, some of these oddities tend to help you realize that you are not looking at a photo. No, you are looking at an AI-generated image. As such, we cannot blame you for initially being deceived, especially as these photos are designed to look as close to real as possible. Well, that is exactly what Flux brings to the table. And understandably, this is enough to get the AI world buzzing with excitement for some time to come. For the guys who are just coming across this bad boy, they may be delighted to hear that Flux is an open-source AI image generator that's being developed by a company known as Black Forest Labs.
Today, we can draw from the innovations of the past to construct the future. This is a better way to build. This is Flux.
Apparently, such a name may be familiar to some of you guys because some of the founding members used to work with the guys over at Stability AI. This is a big deal because these are the guys that are responsible for Stable Diffusion. As such, we know that these guys know what they are on about when it comes to making fantastic AI image generating tools. After all, they are known to be working on a text-to-video model, which is believed to be able to offer high-quality output while being available for open-source purposes. With $31 million sitting pretty in the bank, thanks to the company recently getting through a financing round, thanks to the support of well-known text investor Andreessen Horowitz. With such factors in play, it looks like they're in such a good position that the only way was up when it came to their ambitions. Speaking of such ambitions, you'd find that they're already working on their next model, which will be known as Soda when it is released to the world. Meanwhile, we can turn our attention to OpenAI's video generating tool known as Sora. With this in mind, we can now take a closer look at Flux, as this is what we have today. One of the things that makes it so special today is the fact that it is an open-source AI tool. This means that the code is available to anyone who is willing to mess around with it. They can even integrate it into their own projects. The developers watching the video will be able to tell you that this is great, because this allows for a ton of flexibility, not only to the aforementioned developers, but to the hobbyists and even small business, hoping to use it to cut the route to success. Another thing that makes this tool so special is that there are 3 different versions of Flux. The first version is the Pro version, which is designed for commercial use. This is believed to be the heavyweight of all the versions of Flux, and as such, you'd find that it is companies that are hoping to make use of high-quality AI image generation into their goods and services that make use of Flux Pro. For those who may not be willing to go that far, they may find that they are more suited for Flux One Dev. This so-called dev version can be the middleweight of all 3 models. As such, you'd find that although it is still powerful and capable of doing a lot, it may not be as powerful as the Pro version of Flux. Finally, there's Flux One Schnell, aka the Schnell version. It may be aptly named because Schnell means fast in German, which indicates that this model is made for speed. Just look at how fast it takes for this model to generate an image, just 2 to 3 seconds. Ask anyone out there, that is actually impressive. Understandably, this is the rapid, lightweight model that seems fantastic for those to get quick results from the tool. Aside from being open-sourced and having 3 separate models, some can say that Flux is also special because it doesn't need a lot to get going. If you have a modest laptop that comes with a decent amount of power, tools like Flux would be perfect for you to work with. There is no need for a supercomputer to make use of this wonderful app. This is great because now this means that high-quality AI image generation tools are now available to anyone with a decent system in front of them. As such, this opens it up to a wider audience, and this can only be great for business. Something else that seems to be great for business for the guys at Black Forest is the fact that Flux seems to be one of the best AI image generating tools that excels in realism. Remember when we mentioned how you can come across one of the realistic images that Flux may have produced on social media? That was no joke. These images tend to be so lifelike that it's hard to believe that they are AI generated. It has gotten to the point that many believe that Flux is the new king of AI generated images, especially when it comes to realism. The fantastic ability of these tools seems to take it a bit further when it is combined with something known as LoRa. This is said to be a fine-tuning script that was developed by X Labs. When LoRa comes together with Flux, the world witnesses something that is utterly stunning. This is because the combination gives us images that are detailed and so accurate that you may never be able to differentiate them from real photos. As fantastic as this may be, nothing is perfect, even in the world of AI. As we all know, one of the biggest issues that AI-generated images is yet to overcome is the issue with AI-generated text. Flux seems to be no different, as it still seems to struggle with rendering small texts accurately. Aside from that, you may also find that some patterns and textures may seem a little bit off. You may even have situations where the images may appear to be a bit out of proportion. Sometimes, there may even be an issue when it comes to the texture of the skin of the subject matter in the image. Sometimes it may be too perfect. Thankfully, while such things may be noticeable, it doesn't really affect the quality of the image generated. In fact, despite such flaws, the internet seems to be pretty excited when it comes to this AI image generating tool. With any luck, it may just be the AI image generator tool of the future.